The Realme Note 50 has been making a lot of waves in my country and it caught my attention. Believe me, this phone has gone through a lot. Been run over by trucks. It's been thrown into water. It has swum. It's been baptized. It's been dropped several times and it came out strong. But considering I intend to give this phone away to one of our viewers or followers or subscribers, I'm not going to take it through that physical abuse. But what I can do is that I'm going to push it to the software limits. How capable is this phone on the inside? Of course, I did play PUBG Mobile on medium and high settings. I did play Call of Duty Mobile on it. I patched it alongside iPhone 16 Pro and the Samsung S24 Ultra in camera comparison. Yeah, sometimes you just have to play with the big boys. And we did push this phone to the limit. The question is, how good is the Realme Note 50? So yeah, if you're ready, let's go find out. Okay, welcome back again to Smart Depot. Okay, first we're going to start with the Realme UI, because I got my first Realme device in 2019, November to be precise, and I did a lot of, in fact, this channel on YouTube was built on Realme X2. For some of you who have followed me long enough, from November 2019, I've been making videos. So I've come to love Realme. So that means I'm going to look deeper into this device than most other ones you've seen out there. So what I like about this phone, the build quality. The camera is 13 MP. It's just main camera and macro. The other one is flash. Then the selfie camera is good enough in daylight time. We're going to go into all that. But let's go into the software, because when I looked at this software, I realized that this is not the full Realme UI. And then how did I know that? Because I've started from ColorOS when we came to Realme UI 1, version 1, Realme UI version 2. So if you go to full Realme UI devices, if you go to settings, about phone, you will see clearly written the Realme UI version. But on this phone, it wasn't written any Realme UI version. And when I dug deeper into the build number and the baseband version, I was able to see that this is actually a light version. And so what that means is that you're going to be getting updates that you normally get on a full Realme UI. And I also did check around on Reddit, Realme Reddit. I discovered a lot of people are complaining about trying to update to Android 14 and it's not giving them what they want. So the way the update is inside system, which is normally stock Android kind of pixel kind of update. It is inside system. So if you get that, it's some people complain boot loop, or they finally was able to reboot the phone and came back to Android 13. So the first thing you will know is that the Android 13 in this works. Please don't try to update. Even if you get a notification, you can skip it. It works well with the Android 13. Stick with that. So let's go more into the features, because there are a whole lot to talk about. Even the charging, there is the dynamic island charging UI when you plug it in, which looks fun, or copied. The back is already looking like iPhone. The back is already looking like iPhone, and if I bring it closer to you, you can tell. So let's talk about the smoothness. You know, this phone for the price is quite smooth, like very, very interesting. It's quite smooth. It's very responsive. This is the 4 gig RAM version, and by default, they do turn off the 4 gig RAM plus. You can see that in the setting, the system. You can see that you can turn it off, but since it's turned on and works nice, you know, I think I'm okay with it. The second thing that I'm really worried about is the level of bloatware. There are a whole lot of bloatware here that, you know, were installed. Some of them you can't even uninstall. I had to disable some of them. I have to uninstall the few ones that I can uninstall. But yeah, since this is 128 gig, you still have a lot of space, you know, to run your stuff, and you can still use your 2 SIM and additional SD card up to 256 gig storage into it. So there's enough space for you to play around with on this. Also, I was impressed with this fingerprint scanning. The fingerprint scanning is quite fast. You know, the registration wasn't so exciting, but since the space for the is on the power button, since the space is there very small, I was able to register, and after registering, using it was so cool. So let's talk about the CPU here, which is UniSoC T612. I've done a video comparing UniSoC with MediaTek for UniSoC T310, and it did beat the MediaTek in terms of the throttling and thermal management. So this one is also doing great. You're going to see that in our benchmark and in game review, but the Mali G57 GPU did let it down a little bit, because if they would have matched it with a better GPU, this phone would be way better for entry level. Now is the time for the benchmark. So the first time I opened Geekbench, it couldn't run the benchmark, but after I downloaded Antutu, finished running Antutu, it was able to run the Geekbench benchmark test, which is not so impressive, but yeah, it's okay for entry level devices. Also, the Antutu benchmark was a little bit impressive for me. What's actually more interesting for me when I was running the Antutu benchmark is the way it ran, some of the tests, some of the CPU, GPU tests, the video editing, the video processing. It's just 1080p, 30 FPS that you can get from this device maximum. So the GPU and the benchmark test is there for you to see. Now let's come into the camera comparison here, because that is where it got so fun. I decided to play with it with the big boys, the S24 Ultra and the iPhone 16 Pro. And yeah, it did hold up itself in the daylight. There is no video stabilization. I'm just going to roll in and show you some of them. You judge for yourself and know what it's capable of. But in daylight, it could click some good pictures. Now let's compare some pictures and videos between this phone and the iPhone 16 Pro and the Samsung S24 Ultra. So now is the time for us to go into the nighttime pictures. There is normal nighttime, there is night mode also. The difference is not much, but the night mode can actually help, for places that are very, very dark. For me, it felt like it was practically increasing the ISO of the picture, but you can see for yourself. Now let's come to the most critical part here, which is gaming on this device. Yes, we played PUBG and Call of Duty Mobile on this, and I was kind of surprised, impressed the first time I opened it up to just open it up on the default setting, which is medium on PUBG, and I started playing. It was so good, so playable. It was so free, and the good thing is that this thing doesn't even get hot when you're playing the PUBG. I played for over 30 minutes, almost 1 hour. It wasn't heating up. I wasn't feeling any heat. But kind of wasn't satisfied. And I decided, okay, let's push it up. Let's go to the high settings, to the high graphics on PUBG. And when I did that, I was still able to play the video. I was still able to play the game, even though I noticed some little bit struggle, after a long while, but it was able to still play on high graphics of PUBG. Now I'm dying for Call of Duty Mobile, and this one is where I was so impressed. The default on Call of Duty Mobile was low, medium, and it played excellently. Now let me show you some of the gameplay. And with the high setting on the Call of Duty mobile, it was around 35 degrees centigrade when we started, and after playing the game for over 30 minutes, the highest it went up to was 38. Can you believe that? And it was very, very playable. I'm not saying this is a gaming device, but you can game on it and it's not going to run high temperature, and its battery is superb. So talking about battery, which is going to be the final thing, then let me put it in practical form. So this is the iPhone 16 Pro. So I charged two of them to 100, playing game on both of them, and the iPhone ran down. I charged it again, and this one was able to match iPhone again, going down to 20%. So it can actually last 2 times longer. And the screen on time I was getting was like 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours, sometimes. So I'm not going to even talk about the battery. The 5,000 milliamperes battery here is so enough to give you anything you want when it comes to battery. It's guaranteed full day and go into the second day. So that is the good thing about this phone. So yeah, time for our giveaway. Who is going to get this phone? One of you. And let me explain how it worked. So I did a ballot of all our social media handle, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And then after I did the draw, Facebook was selected. So there are 2 draws that we also did. There are other draws we did. So we draw between Lucky Dip or most active. So from that second draw, we were able to get the most active on Facebook. And how we were able to decide that, because there are several ways we can decide that, how we were able to decide that is that we used our top fan posts throughout the year on Facebook. So we checked out who appeared on all of them, and from there we got the winner. There was a close second and also a third person, but one person got that. And drum roll, please. The winner of the giveaway from our Facebook and based on activities on the page is Precious Jumbo. So you can go check it out if you want. All our Facebook pages, go and check all our top fan posts. You will see them here. Samsonic came second, and also we have Dekunde or someone on third. I wish I have some more gift that I can give to some of you, but hopefully next year we can have much more thing to give out, even here on YouTube and other social media handles. So keep faith, keep following, keep being active. We will get to greater heights together. So congratulations, Precious. I'm going to reach out to you on DM, and this phone is yours. So my final thoughts. Well, this phone is worth the hype. So that is my final thought. It is worth the hype. Apart from some of the thing about the software not being the full Realme UI, the light version of this also does the job. It's responsive, it's good, the battery life is good, the camera is way decent for the price, and the battery can just last as long as you want. Apart from that lack of update, the slow charge, this thing takes over 2 hours to charge. I mean, I even stopped keeping count. It takes over 2 hours to fully charge from zero, but once it's charged, it can carry you for 2 days. So that is certain. So those are the few things. I'm not going to knock it off because of the cost of it. It's about around $70, to get this version. So it's not something I'm going to knock off for that price. This phone is a good entry level, and I really recommend it. If you want to get it for someone, it is a good phone. It will serve them well. So congratulations to our giveaway winner. Thank you for your support. Stay with us. More will be coming. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. You don't know when next we're going to be coming up. And until I see you in the next one, it is peace to our world.